People are very much now aware that there's a brand new broom sweeping clean over in the White House of the United States, or at least gearing up to that as President Biden makes his final goodbye in the early part of next year. Now, as I say, whether you're political or not, it's all part of history. You look down everything, don't you, the political world, and kind of think, wow, For those of us over here in the United Kingdom, I think my first memory of a Prime Minister would have been Jim Callaghan, but I think that was simply because he was on TV a lot. I think that's really how you first remember it. Maybe your generation, it was the radio, and I don't mean that rudely, but when you hear that voice, Winston Churchill, whatever, Clement Attlee, that sort of thing, you go, yeah, I recognise the voice. For me, it was Jim Callaghan, and then, of course, the brilliant Margaret Thatcher. And that's not being political. What I admire about the background story, I became very friendly with her daughter, Carol Thatcher. And when you look at Mrs. Thatcher, she pushed hard to, make history. Whether you liked her policies or not, she became the very first female British Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, not once, but 3 times. It's going to take a lot for anybody to take that record away. Don't you agree? Now, over in the United States, as I say, the incoming president, Donald J. Trump, well, he's reinstating the bust of course, Winston Churchill, who he considered also to be an excellent leader. Took us right through, of course, the Second World War with Germany and beyond. A royal favourite with our late and brilliant monarch, Her Majesty the Queen. In fact, some say a very favourite British Prime Minister. I would surmise that it was the first time in the job for her, and he was, as I pointed out many times before, very much a father figure and guidance. Now, this news has been very much welcomed over here. Simply the fact that we have a British, presence inside the White House. Joe Biden's decision to remove it literally turned a lot of people off, including a lot of my American friends living over here in the United Kingdom who felt it was just a petty thing to do. But now the bigger problem for the current Prime Minister over here in the United Kingdom, Sir Keir Starmer, is the fact that Mr. Trump has also let it be known very publicly he doesn't understand why Keir has removed the portraits of the late Margaret Thatcher, because apparently he can't stand to have them in the room. Dress it up any way you want, but this is a leader who had immense success. And this apparently is going to be something of a sticking block, because he believes that when he turns up to 10 Downing Street for a meeting with Sir Keir, he very much wants to see those portraits. And more importantly, he'd like to see a lot more, how shall we say, portraits of the monarchy. As I told you, that's looking very dicey inside number 10 now, because apparently some of the snowflakes are triggered when they see the picture of His Majesty the King. Why don't we just get rid of the snowflakes and keep the portrait? That would be my idea. Moving forward, these are going to be very, very tricky times for Sir Keir Starmer, simply because while, of course, Mr. Trump is the President of the United States, he's very forceful, very powerful, and we very much need that, as they often say, special relationship. If anybody could possibly remove or, of course, make life very difficult for the current British Prime Minister, then it definitely is Donald Trump. And even he, I've been told, realises that behind that famous black door of 10 Downing Street. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.